Today, we are diving into a potential revolution in science. I mean, we could be on the verge of rewriting our entire understanding of the universe. So, let's get right into it. This quote just nails the feeling in the air right now, doesn't it? There's this electric buzz among astronomers because, for the first time in a generation, it feels like we're about to make a discovery as huge as realizing, the Earth goes around the sun. For the longest time, it really felt like we had cracked the cosmic code. We had this standard model of the universe, and it was just elegant. It explained where everything came from, what it was made of, how it all behaved. It was so good, it was like we had the universe's instruction manual practically memorized. But then, our telescopes got really, really good. And as our data got sharper, these strange little mismatches started to pop up. At first, everyone thought, it's just noise. It'll go away with more data. But the exact opposite happened. The cracks in our perfect theory got wider, and new ones started spreading all over the place. Now, a crisis like this, it's not actually new. If you look back at history, science has hit these kinds of crossroads before, and they tend to resolve in one of two very different ways, leading to two totally different kinds of scientific revolutions. So a couple of centuries ago, astronomers were pulling their hair out over Uranus. Its orbit was all wobbly. But the fix wasn't a new theory of gravity, it was just more stuff. An undiscovered planet, Neptune, was tugging on it. But then, fast forward a few decades, and Mercury's orbit was also off. And this time, there was no missing planet. The answer required a completely radical new idea about space and time itself, Einstein's general relativity. And that right there is the big question for cosmology today. Are all these weird anomalies just pointing to some cosmic stuff we haven't found yet? Or are they telling us that our most fundamental ideas about how the universe works are just plain wrong? So let's look at the evidence. We're going to unpack three of the biggest, most baffling clues that are really pushing our current theories to the absolute breaking point. All right, so the first sign that something was really off started showing up about 15 years ago. We started finding structures in the universe that are, to put it mildly, just impossibly huge. I mean, the scale here is just mind-bending. We are talking about a wall of galaxies that stretches for 10 billion light years. That is almost a tenth of the entire observable universe. According to all our models, something that big simply shouldn't have had enough time to form. It just shouldn't exist. Now, these cosmic monsters, they break a foundational rule in cosmology, something called the cosmological principle. It's a simple idea. If you zoom out far enough, the universe should look basically the same everywhere. Smooth and uniform. If it's not, then our whole way of studying the cosmos might be fundamentally flawed. It'd be like an ant trying to understand a whole forest based on the single leaf it's sitting on. Okay, so from things that are impossibly large, we're going to move to an impossible speed. This next crack challenges the very fabric of space-time by asking a really simple question. How fast is our universe expanding? But the problem is, scientists have two incredibly precise ways of measuring this. One way looks at the ancient light from the early universe, the afterglow of the Big Bang, and it calculates how fast it should be expanding today. That gives us a speed of 67. The other method measures the galaxies near us in the modern universe, and it gets 73. Both methods are super reliable. They should give the same answer. It's like your car's speedometer says you're going 67, but your GPS says 73, and you know for a fact both are working perfectly. The only conclusion is something about our understanding of the road itself is broken. And the most recent surprise, well, this one comes from our newest, most powerful eye on the sky, the James Webb Space Telescope, and it's finding things that just completely shatter our cosmic timeline. So, our theories of how the universe evolved have always predicted that galaxy formation is a long, slow cook. The first big galaxies, they really shouldn't start popping up until about 500 million years after the Big Bang. But JWST is out there finding these huge, bright, and surprisingly grown-up galaxies when the universe was just a toddler, at only 280 million years old. This analogy just says it all. These aren't just big galaxies, they're packed with heavy elements that should have taken billions of years and generations of stars to create. It's as if the universe just decided to skip a few crucial chapters of its own story. Either we're totally wrong about how fast galaxies can form, or we're missing something huge about how the early universe worked. So you see, these aren't just isolated puzzles. When you start to connect the dots, the giant structures, the conflicting speeds, the galaxies that are way too old, they start to paint a really clear picture. Our standard model is under serious, coordinated attack. The evidence is just becoming impossible to ignore. And that's not even the whole story. For years, there have been these other nagging issues. We've got the mystery of dark matter, which isn't clumping up in the middle of galaxies the way our models say it should. There are even new hints that dark energy, the force pushing everything apart, might be changing over time. When you add all this up, the case against the standard model just gets stronger and stronger. But here is the beautiful part. In science, a crisis like this is the complete opposite of failure. It's a sign that the engine of discovery is firing on all cylinders. This messy, confusing, and absolutely thrilling period is what happens right before a major breakthrough. You know, science moves in these big cycles. You get a long period of calm where a theory just works. Then a crisis hits, anomalies pile up, confusion sets in. But right out of that chaos, a revolution happens, a deeper truth comes to light, and a new, better period of calm begins. And right now, we are living squarely in step 2. So all these cracks, all these monsters and mismatched speeds, what they're really telling us is that our story of the universe has a critical chapter missing. Or maybe, just maybe, the entire book is based on a flawed premise. The universe is practically screaming at us that there's a deeper truth just waiting to be discovered. Which brings us right back to that big question. Are we about to find some new, invisible stuff, a cosmic Neptune that will make all these problems just click into place? Or are we on the brink of a mind-bending new idea, a cosmic Mercury moment that will fundamentally rewrite our understanding of everything? We don't have the answer yet, but one thing's for sure, the universe is about to get a whole lot more interesting.